Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria if you're new here, and today's practice is called Flowing into Fall. So this is a little bit more of a faster paced, less cueing Vinyasa practice to start, and then we'll slow things down about halfway through and do some longer holds and poses to really mellow things out after we've heated up and warmed the body. So for this practice, you just need yourself and some place to move. And whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and get into it. We'll start from Sukhasana. So find your way here to a seated position, placing the hands consciously onto your thighs, either face up or face down. Allow your eyes to soften closed. Spend a few moments transitioning from the outer worlds, all the stimulus of your day, everything you've encountered so far. And take this time to draw your awareness internally, magnifying the sensations that you feel in your physical body, deepening your awareness of your breathing, and just taking a moment to settle. Begin to connect to the central column of your spine and rinse your breath up and down that line, feeling with every inhalation the spine elongating, lifting. Feeling with every exhalation the length stays, but you can wash out or release or clear something that you don't need, anything that's stale. That could be physical tension, a thought that is lingering, something in your life that's not serving. So just take a few really full breaths here, in and out through your nose, beginning to find Ujjayi breath. And then just ask what you're learning in this moment. What is processing in your life that's teaching you something? You might not have an answer to this question right away, but see if you can let it kind of simmer in your body as we begin to move. Take a deep inhale breath through your nose, fill the lungs. And a sigh, letting something go. Allow your eyes to come open. Shift forward into tabletop position. Align so that your shoulders are over your wrists, hips are over the knees. When you breathe in, soften your belly, lift your tailbone, look forward with your heart, and turn your eyes to gaze skyward, arching your back. Give yourself a little rock here, forward and back. Noticing how the sensation shifts with this gentle movement. Take one more inhale breath, seeing how deep you can make that arch in your spine. And when you exhale, press down, tuck your pelvis, hollow your core, round your spine, head falls toward your chest. Start to move your weight a little bit backward and forward, kind of massaging the breath through the spine. Next breath in, belly soft, tail lifts, back is arched, eyes look to the sky, cow. Exhale, press down, hollow core, rounded spine. Keep moving through cat-cows on the rhythm now of your own breath. If you'd like to add lateral movement into any area of the body, that is encouraged and welcome. Begin to find your way back to a steady neutral tabletop position. Dig into your fingers, really spread them and press into the pads of them. Tuck your toes behind you. Inhale to prepare here. Exhale, lift your knees and send your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Start with a little micro bend in your knees. Really root your toes, especially big toes and pinky toes, seeing how broad you can make that wingspan. And then play with a little rock of your pelvis side to side, pressing more weight into one foot and then the other. Notice the way your breath is moving still here, up and down the line of your spine, creating length and space on the inhale breaths. And then allowing you to press or get more rooted on the exhale breath. You can begin to stretch your legs maybe a little bit more straight. Spread your shoulder blades really broad and start to actively press your chest back toward your thighs as the hands drive down and forward. Press so much that your arms begin to ignite. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, gaze looks forward. Exhale, travel to ragdoll. Toes behind wrists, feet about hips distance apart. Just hang. Keep this really simple. Let the body fall forward as effortlessly as leaves falling from the trees in the fall. Drop your head, take a little sway if you like. Just one more breath here. Full inhale. Full exhale. Root your big toes, squeeze your core, and slowly round up to standing, feeling the unfurling of the spine, the rebuilding of one vertebra at a time onto the next. As your head lifts, melt your shoulders away from your ears. Have your feet hips distance apart, root into them, and as you inhale, sweep your arms wide and all the way up overhead. As you exhale, draw your palms into prayer at heart center. Breathe in, reach wide, reach up. Breathe out, long spine, dive down, forward folds. Inhale, halfway lift. Energize between your vertebrae to grow through the spine. Exhale, place your fingertips to the mat. Step your left toes to the back of your space and touch your left knee down. As you inhale, pull your feet toward one another, arms float up, kneeling warrior. As you exhale, palms to the mat, lift your back knee. Breathe in, stretch your right leg a little straighter as your hips shift back in space and your heart looks forward. Now exhale, press energetically into the earth, squeeze your core, pick up your right foot, glide through down dog and into three-legged down dog. Breathing in as the leg rises, right leg high. Breathing out, stack, right hip on the left one, bend your knee, and then play with reaching your right toes as far to the left as they'll go while revolving the right side of your rib cage still toward the earth. Take one more in-breath here. As you exhale, left heel rises. Hug your right knee forward to your nose. Compress your core and squeeze here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, step to high plank. 2 feet on the ground. As you exhale, bend your elbows, lower chaturanga. Inhale, sink your pelvis and rise your heart, coming up into cobra. Root your toenails and pull them forward toward the heels of your hands. As you exhale, come through tabletop, tuck your toes, lift your knees, hips to the sky, down dog. Next in breath, float your right leg high again, three-legged down dog. Exhale, right knee to left tricep. Cross the midline and squeeze. For 3, see if you can bring them to touch. For 2, for 1, back off a little bit. Hook your right ankle outside of your left thigh. Then pivot your left heel toward the right. Anchor, knife edge of the foot parallel to the back of the mat. Press, right fingertips down, breathe in. Cactus, the left elbow, figure 4 side plank. Breathe out, extend the line of your left arm so it reaches forward over your ear. Take a full breath in. Breathing out, face the top of your mat, left palm plants, right knee hugs forward, step, right foot, right thumb. Come onto your fingertips, turn your back toes out and sink your back heel. As you inhale, press down and come to standing in warrior 1. As you exhale, settle the shoulders, square the hips. 1 more breath in. Breathe out, interlace your fingers at the base of your spine. Inhale, heart stretches forward, shoulder blades hug behind you. Exhale, humble warrior. Right shoulder dives inside of the knee. Hips are squaring, head is soft. Full breath in. Full breath out. Breathe in, take a halfway lift, and as you do, lift your back heel, turn those toes forward. Breathe out, fingertips to the top of the mat. Step, left foot beside the right, and fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Breathe in, press down. Long spine, rise to standing gaze up. As you breathe out, right away, dive all the way back down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, grow the spine. Exhale, fingertips down, right foot back, right knee sinks. Inhale, arms reach up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, palms to the mat, lift your back knee. When you inhale, rock your pelvis back, pull up through your left quad muscles, and grow your heart forward. As you exhale, press down, squeeze your core, float your left leg all the way through and back, taking your inhalation to arrive in three-legged down dog. Exhale, stack your hip, bend your knee. Inhale, breath, reaching left toes further to the right, like opening the hips more, but keeping the ribs square. As you exhale, right heel lifts, hug your left knee forward. See if you can touch it to your nose. Press the ground away from you. Squeeze your core. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, high plank, left foot beside right. Exhale, chaturanga, keeping the integrity of your core as you lower. Breathe in, coming into cobra. You can let the thighs sink. Magnetize your elbows toward one another. And exhale, find your way back into downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch, left leg high, three-legged down dog. Exhale, left knee crosses towards your right tricep. See if you can touch them. 3, 2, 1. Flex your ankle, left ankle outside right thigh. Figure 4, right heel pivots down. Press into left fingertips. Inhale, right elbow reaches skyward. Exhale, squeeze your left waist and circle your right arm over the top of your heads. Full breath in. Breathing out, face the top of the mat, plant your right palm, hug your left knee forward, and without a sound, step, left foot, left thumb. Align for warrior 1, taking your in-breath to rise to standing there, arms float to the sky. Out breath, press your feet down and away from one another. Really dig into the pinky side of your back foot. Bring your fingers to interlace at the base of your spine and then take a deep inhale breath to inflate through your chest. As you exhale, humble warrior, dive down inside of your knee. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, lengthen halfway, turn your back toes forward. Exhale, fingertips land to the top, step forward, fold forward. Inhale, breath, halfway lift. Exhale, breath, heels in, toes out, bend your knees, sink to Malasana, palms to prayer, heart center. Breathe to the creases of the hips, creating depth there. And then breathe light and air into your heart space. Reach the heart toward the thumbs. Full breath in. As you exhale, find your way to seated without using hands if possible, or use them for a little assist. Walk your feet forward, breathe in, reach your palms to the sky. As you breathe out, slowly lowering down for 5, for 4, 3, using the core, 2, 1. Keep the shoulder blades off the ground. Breathe in here. Breathe out and just pulse forward for 10, 9, 8. Leave some space between chin and chest. 6. Good. Feeling the fire in the core. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Keep the shoulder blades lifted. Float your knees, or your feet rather, away from the earth. Exhale. Squeeze the knees in as tight to your chest as they'll go. Now inhale. Reach your toes forward. Stretch your arms back. Press belly button to spine. Exhale. Squeeze into the center. Inhale. Reach long. Exhale. Knees drive into your chest. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. One more time. Inhale. Reach long. Exhale. Squeeze it in. Now inhale, reach your toes forward, fingertips forward, and flutter kick your feet for 10, 9, feeling that spice in the core, 7, almost there, 6, try to stay in it, just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, breathe in, Breathe out, feet to the floor, shoulder blades are still up. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly curling up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands to the shins. Inhale, widen your knees, stick your butt back, lift through your heart, turn your eyes up. Exhale, drop back on your belly button, pull back on your shins, get hollow in the front body and rounded in the spine, chin to the chest. Again, inhale, opening up front body, heart up, eyes up. Exhale, round and curl. One more time, just like this. Seated cow as you inhale, and seated cat as you exhale. Breathe in. Come to more of a neutral spine. See if you can lift your feet, kick your heels in, and come back into your squat. However you need to get there is great. If you need hands for assistance, take them. Meeting back in Malasana. Take an inhale breath. Exhale breath. Fingertips to the mat. Lift your hips. Turn your toes forward and fold. With your next inhale, press down, long spine. Rise to standing, gaze goes up. Exhale, palms into prayer, heart center. Breathe in, bend your knees, sink your hips back in space and float your fingers to the sky, finding chair. Breathe out, stay, soften the shoulders, sink your weight back into your heels. One more in-breath. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, pick up your left foot, step it to the back. This time the knee stays lifted. Really carve into your big toes. Inhale, press down and rise into a high crescent lunge. As you exhale, palms to prayer, lean forward and hook left elbow outside of your right thigh, finding a twist. Pull up through the quad muscles of your left leg, reach back through your left heel and forward through the top of your skull. Then lift your belly away from your front thigh and revolve through your chest as though the back of your left shoulder blade is trying to reach toward the sky. Take one more breath in, one more breath out. Inhale, unwind and open up into warrior two, facing the left long edge of the mat. Settle your feet. Really reach through the tips of the fingers. See if you can bring your rib cage square, breathing through the torso. Next inhale breath, reverse warrior. Left hand to the back of your thigh or take a bind. Right arm all the way up and back. As you exhale, press down. Draw your right leg straight-ish. Come to standing. And then inhale, lean forward through the right fingers. Exhale, finding Trikonasana. Right hand to your shin or your ankle or just outside of the foot on the mat or a block. Feel into the gentle twist that this pose can create. So really tuck your right sit bone underneath of you, elongate through the waistlines, and then revolve right ribs toward the sky. One more breath in, reach your left arm all the way overhead. As you exhale, turn to face forward, plant your palms to frame your foot and lift your back heel. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, glide through and back into three-legged down dog. Right leg high, breathe in. Breathe out. Right knee, left tricep. This time, kick your leg all the way through to the left. Knife edge of the foot anchors. Pivot your left heel down. Inhale, open up into fallen triangle. Left toes can turn toward the back of the mat. Hips bridge up. One more breath in. Breathing out, face the top of the mat, left palm lands, right knee hugs to your chest. Turn your left heel the opposite way. So facing the right side of the mat, right toe step off the mat behind you, left shoulder blade scoops under the back of the heart, and we open up into wild thing. Really feeling the support of the back body, the strength there to create this space in your front body. One more deep inhale breath. Breathing out, we're pivoting into warrior one. So you can use your right hand down for support if you need it, or see if you can keep it lifted. Reach your right knee high and slowly step right foot to the top. And then turn your back toes out, back heel down. Breathe in, press down, rise up. Breathe out, interlace your fingers at the base of your spine. Inhale, extend your chest forward. Exhale, bow, humble warrior. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out. Back heel rises. Turn those toes forward. Launch into airplane, keeping the chest expansion. Left leg lifts. Heart puffs forward. Take an inhalation. Really root into the earth. As you exhale, release your fingertips all the way down and bow into standing splits. Just let your heart drop. Let your head drop and chase the sky with your left set of toes. Full breath in. Full breath out. Slowly step left foot down beside the right and fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, bow, let it go. Inhale, press down. Rise to standing, spine is straight and tall, arms up. Exhale, palms to prayer, heart center. Breathe in, chair. Sink really far back in space with the hips. Float the arms up. Exhale, soften. One more breath in. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, step your right foot to the back of your space. Keep the heel stacked over the ball of your foot. Inhale, press down, rise up, high crescent lunge. Exhale, palms through prayer, chest forward, then hook right elbow to outer left thigh. Keep the length of the spine, energy in your core, and keep your shoulders softening as you move into this twist. Next inhalation, unwind all the way open into warrior two. Back heel anchors, knife edge of the foot aligned with the back of the mat. Settle into the pose. When your next inhale breath comes, reverse warrior, left arm reaching up. Keep the length in both sides of the waist as you arc back. One more breath in. Exhale, breath, rise to standing, left leg straight-ish, and then lean forward on the inhalation, coming into triangle on the exhalation. Stacking right side of your body on the left. Notice the energy through all of your limbs here. See if you can reach even more or like even broader in every direction that you're opening. One more inhale. Exhale, circle right arm over the top of your head. Breathe in here, opening the right ribs. Breathing out, face the top of your mat. Plant your palms, lift your back heel. Inhale, make a little ripple through your spine to create length. Exhale, firm press. Pick up your left foot, glide back. Three-legged down dog. Breathe in here. Breathing out, left knee, right tricep. Kick your leg through, opening into fallen triangle on the inhalation. Digging into your right foot and the knife edge of the left one. One more breath to open things up here. On your exhale, pivot through the center, facing the top of the mat, and then revolve into wild thing. Right heel pivots the opposite way, left toes drop back. Take your time, kind of unfurling into this position. Feeling the shoulder blade supporting you. Feel the breath moving into your heart. One more inhale. Exhale, step into warrior one at the top of the mat with the left foot. So however you can transition there in a way that is fun and graceful. Stepping down, turn your back toes out. Let the inhalation rise you up. Warrior one. Exhale, fingers interlace at the base of your spine. Inhale, breath, stretch your heart forward. Exhale, dive down, humble warrior. Breathe in, halfway lifts. Breathe out, launch into your left foot. Turn your right toenails to point straight down and glide that leg up and back. Steady the balance, steady the eyes. Breathing in. Breathe out, release your grip. Find the earth with your fingertips and reach your right leg toward the sky as you come into standing splits. Left knee can be a little bit bent. Full breath in. Let go of your head as you breathe out. Step right foot down beside the left and fold. Inhale, halfway lifts. Exhale, just bow, let it go, take a sigh. Do that again. Breathe in, lengthen. Sigh it out. Pivot on your heels, turn your toes out, bend your knees, and sink to Malasana. Palms into prayer. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Relax the jaw, the shoulders, the hips. One more time. In breath. Out breath. Reach forward and see if you can land your sitting bones to the mat without using the hands. And we'll come into Baddha Konasana. We're transitioning to the more mellow part of our practice now. So bring your heels in close to you. Sit up really tall as you take a breath in. And as you breathe out, leading with your heart, start to fold forward. Take your time with this. Often we have an urge to reach immediately for like the sensation of greatest depth. See if instead you can notice that first like pull of resistance where you start to feel a little bit of sensation and just hang out there in that more subtle space. And then just go layer by layer as things begin to open up and unwind. You might start to crawl your fingertips or your forearms a little bit more forward. Soften or close your eyes. Let yourself be soothed by the depth and the sound of your breath. Last couple of rounds here. And begin to slowly rise. Take your time coming out. And then draw your hands to your outer thighs and close your knees together. Walk your feet a little bit forward on your mat. Spread your toes and plant your palms behind you, leaving like a foot or so of distance between your pelvis and your palms. Take a breath in, squeeze your waist, squeeze your shoulder blades toward one another, and lift your heart. As you breathe out, press down and bridge your hips up, coming into a reverse tabletop. Eyes can look forward, or you can choose to drop your head back, airing out the front body. Keep your head back as you slowly sink your hips back to the earth, and then rebuild your spine, letting the head lift last at the top here. Draw your heels in, crossing at your ankles, roll over your shins, and find your way down into Sphinx, coming onto our bellies. Have your forearms just a little bit forward of your shoulders, and then we're gonna draw the right knee out wide to the side to come into a half frog position. You can slightly flex your right toes, and then pick if you'd like to stay up on the forearms, or it can be really nice and cozy to just drop your chest, maybe rest your forehead down onto the tips of your thumbs. Focus here on filling the belly with every breath in. And with every breath out, clearing any tension that you may be storing in that space. See how much you can feel into this for the next few breaths. Begin to lift your head just a little. Press your right palm down. Lift that elbow away from the earth. Slide your left arm through, like underneath of your chest. We're gonna roll to the left hip and then onto the back, but keep the legs as they are. So we'll land in a supine twisted position. Eyes can look to the right over your fingertips there. Soften or close them. Just breathe. Let yourself practice the simplicity of being when we strip away everything else, when there's no expectations, when there are no boundaries, no limitations coming from our brain space, but when we can just be in the wholeness of everything we're feeling moment to moment. Begin to roll back onto your left side. Place your right palm down for support at the top of the mat. Rolling back into half frog to switch sides. Right toes extend back. Draw your left knee wide to the side. Choosing to stay on forearms, maybe for a breath or two, or even longer if you wish. As you're ready, try to elongate your spine as you lower the chest and the forehead down. Check for any holding or gripping in the glutes, around the pelvis, even in the pelvic floor. Let all of this soften. Full belly breaths. Staying for about 5 more rounds here. And just watching where your thoughts wander in this stillness. Begin to lift your head. Press into your right palm, your left palm rather. Lift that elbow. Slide your right arm through like a thread the needle, and then roll through your right side and onto your back. Opening the left arm wide, stacking left hip on right one. Let your shoulder girdle fall. Let your pelvis fall. Let your legs, arms, feet, and hands relax and just drop. And start to roll back onto your right side and then onto the belly again into half frog and release. Left leg back behind you. Come all the way down onto your chest. Place your palms either beside the ribs or under the shoulders. Next breath in, press down and rise up into cobra. Shoulders away from ears, low belly lifting. As you exhale, engage your core to rock your hips all the way back into child's pose. You can take the knees wide, together, or anywhere in between, feeling whatever is coziest in your body. Let your forehead drop, or maybe chest and chin to the earth. Create a really passive child's pose for yourself. So the elbows can touch down, maybe even bending the arms if that's more comfortable for you. Feel the length of your spine. Imagine someone is gently pressing on your very low back space in a downward direction. And feeling the belly melt, feeling the hip creases deepen. And as you stay here in relative stillness, notice what is still moving through your body in the form of energy or sometimes like little tingly, buzzy sensations. And see if you can also feel the movement of the breath. 3 more rounds here. Lift your head and begin to walk your fingertips back in space as we rise to sitting on the knees. Keep the hips shifted back to the heels. Take an inhale breath and circle your arms wide and all the way up. As you exhale, interlace your fingers. Draw your elbows down and wide, and then place the palms of your hands to the back of your skull. Inhale, lean back into that support and just lift your heart up. As you exhale, tilt a little toward the right, so your right elbow drops toward the earth, left elbow lifts to the sky. Inhale to your left side, and stay as you exhale. Inhale, rise through the center, tilt your heart up, gaze up. Exhale, leaning a little to the left, left elbow drops, right elbow rises. Inhale here, and exhale. Inhale, rise to the center, lean back one more time, just like cradling the head in the hands. And then exhale, release, let that go. Place your palms facing up onto your thighs. Let your eyes softly close. And then check in with how you're doing. Noticing what this practice has brought to the surface for you, or what shifts it has created. We'll close our practice with a consideration, asking yourself how you wish to move forward into this new season. I find that times of transition are always great moments for reflection, asking what lessons you're learning right now in your life, asking what is serving and what maybe isn't anymore, and then see if you can condense all of this into a phrase, an intention for yourself, an I am statement, so phrased as though it's already true, like I am healing, I am growing, I am abundant, something like this, but let it be personal to you. And notice the feeling that this statement creates physically. What does this generate? What type of energy? Make sure it's one that feels really resonant and right for you. And then draw your palms into prayer at heart center, holding this with you as you move forward. Take a deep inhale breath. And a sigh, letting something clear. Lift your heart and bow, chin to chest. I will leave you here for today's practice. If you'd like a Shavasana, of course you are encouraged and welcome to take one. You can also just sit and kind of wonder or contemplate a little bit more about this theme. But I hope that you enjoyed this practice. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. If you're not already a subscriber to my channel, you can do that down below. You can also join as a monthly donation member for just $5 a month. This really, really helps to support me and my channel. Have a great rest of your day or your night. Happy fall, and I will see you soon in the next practice. Bye.